As Britain's Royal Navy entered the First World War, it boasted of a century without defeat. But on May 31st, 1916, in the North Sea near Denmark, a pivotal naval confrontation took place, the Battle of Jutland. Since the start of the war, the British Grand Fleet in Scapa Flow had helped contain the Germans. It was commanded by Admiral Sir John Jellicoe. To the south, at Rosyth, was a smaller but faster fleet, led by battle cruisers, under the command of Admiral Beatty. By January 1916, these two very different men had a new foe. Across the North Sea, Admiral Reinhard Scheer was put in charge of the German High Seas Fleet. Like the British at Rosyth, the Germans had a small but fast battlecruiser squadron. Scheer's plan was to use this squadron to lure small sections of the Royal Navy into combat. His battlecruisers, though, would quietly be followed by the full might of the High Seas Fleet. On May 31st, 1916, the Germans made their move. The battlecruiser fleet, under Rear Admiral Franz von Hipper, sailed north, with Scheer's main fleet 60 miles behind. In Britain, the Admiralty intercepted some German wireless communications, but they only found out about Hipper's departure from port. Their response was rapid. Jellicoe set sail from Scapa Flow, Beatty from Rosyth. On the afternoon of May 31st, it was the two battlecruiser fleets that spotted each other first.
When the German battlecruisers realized the British battlecruisers were present to the west of them, bit of a shock. They turned round and they headed back southwards. Rear Admiral Hipper was seeking the protection of Vice Admiral Scheer, and the British naturally turned south to follow them.
Beatty was acting in characteristically decisive fashion, unaware he was being lured into a trap. As Admiral Beatty chased Hipper south, his lookouts had a shock.
The leading German fleet, Scheer's fleet, was seen coming over the horizon under a huge pall of black coal smoke.
Beatty had no idea the main German fleet was at sea. It was now his turn to do a full 180 and head back to the support of Admiral Jellicoe. As evening approached, Jellicoe and his main battleships were finally in a position to engage. Having assessed the scene, the Admiral gave the most important order of his naval career. He instructed his dreadnoughts to form a long, continuous battle line across the path of the German ships.
The expression crossing the T is when one line of ships in the superior position is able to bring all its guns on all of its sides to bear, while an enemy line which is coming up to cross that T can only actually bring the guns that are at the front of the line and facing forward.
Faced with a 6-mile line of British battleships, Scheer ordered his ships to turn 180 degrees and head for home. But ever since 1916, debate has raged as to who actually won the Battle of Jutland. The German fleet had fled back to the continent, having lost 11 ships and 2,500 men. But the Royal Navy had lost 14 ships and 6,000 men.